Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend DG Chichester, superhero movie brackets in our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
I love Ben Reilly.
I shall love that. All right, kids, welcome back to another month. That's right. Little South, the Australians are in. It's another Ben Reilly episode. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, this time of the month, it is the High Priest of Conchu himself. It is.
Hello, it's me, Ray, also affectionately known as the Scarlet Pimp.
And Mr. Signal of Doom himself, Mr. Take No Prisoners. It is.
Hello, everybody. Dave here. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for having me on, Phil. Pleasure to be here with Ray again to discuss Ben Reilly. I have a question. Have you got a result yet on the worst comic book movie? Like, what's going on there?
No, it's going to take all year, man.
Jesus, how many are there? Like, God.
Well, we're doing one. We're doing one a month. We're like three.
Is there choices? Like, is there a choice and it's a knockout?
Well, we do like 2 a month, and then there's a winner for the worst, and then.
So who's the competition this month? I'll give you my take. Who is?
Oh, I can't wait. We just recorded it last night. I can't wait for Ray to listen to it. It'll be this month was Batman Forever versus Batman and Robin.
Oh, which one, Dave? Which
one's worse?
Which one's worse?
Yeah,
Batman
worse?
and Robin by far.
Okay.
I like Batman Forever. Like, I loved it at the time. It's it's not really a guilty pleasure, but I enjoy it. But Batman and Robin's terrible. Like the Arnie film, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh,
I fell asleep in the cinema. I was okay. Full disclosure, slightly stoned, with a girl who was also more stoned than me, and I was ready for this movie. Like, I came in real hot on Batman and Robin because I love Batman Forever, and I fell asleep. I thought it was terrible. And then I later watched it, and yes, I did confirm it is a terrible film.
He loves Batman Forever. He just loves Nicole Kidman's body.
I liked a lot of things. That was one of the many things in it. Like, was Drew Barrymore in it too? And I liked Kilmer. I liked Val Kilmer as Batman. I would have liked to have seen him. I would have liked to have seen him do another movie. I was disappointed he wasn't in the next one. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Like, it's not a great movie, but I enjoyed it. Whereas Batman and Robin sucked.
Dave, did Ray bribe you to talk all this Batman all of a sudden?
Batman.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, I was just going to ask Phil: is this gonna? Can you add Dave's input as to the final result as well? Like, just factor that in.
Again, our patrons get
What is it? Is it pay to play? Is it pay to play? Is that the? Yeah. I'm not paying. Yeah.
I was gonna say, Ray's
what, I get a free T-shirt or something? Like,
he gets voting rights. Yeah, no, I mean spoilers.
It's a democracy. It's a democracy where you have to pay to vote. I like it. I actually should bring it in for Signal of Doom. I should bring in something like that as well. It's a good idea.
Well, there was actually 4 of us, and we tied, Dave. There was 2 votes for and 2 votes against. So
you need a swinger. You need a swinging kind of like vote. How did you vote, Ray? Can you reveal or not?
No. So now, as Phil said that
I told him to listen to the episode first.
Yeah, so I'll listen to it. I haven't listened to it yet, but they'll Then I think they're leaning on the Patreon members then to now kind of input to decide the. So I've got a lot of power here, Dave.
Capes and Lunatics. Sign up for Patreon for Capes and Lunatics to be part of this. It's a good. How did the Phantom go? Did the Phantom has the Phantom been brought up yet?
We haven't done it. We haven't done it yet. We started with Marvel movies. Yep. Now we're on the DC, and then like the end of the year, we're gonna do like the independents. The ones that aren't Marvel or DC. So the Phantom might be in there toward the end of the year.
You dare?
Have you done Ghost Rider? Have you done the original Ghost Rider with Cage?
No, we didn't. You know what? We had so many on the list, and we had so we might do this again next year. Because There were so
As you
many
can see,
choices.
I'm loving this. I'm loving this competition. I'm very involved in this
Phil,
competition. I
just-
didn't even know that.
Don't touch
Hey,
bloodshot,
hey,
okay? Don't
Dave.
touch bloodshot.
Next month we're gonna do Superman 3 versus Superman 4. So.
Oh
Mm.
fuck!
No, yeah.
Two terrible movies. Well, Superman 4 is worse than Superman 3, but I also but Superman 3 sucks as well. Like,
it's gonna be interesting next month.
That's a tough one actually because they both
yeah.
suck so hard. You know, like
Lilith and Charlie
Batman
have
Forever
strong
and-
thoughts on each one, so that one's
is 3 the one with Richard Pryor?
yeah,
Yeah.
3's with Pryor.
He's one of the only good things in that movie. Richard Pryor's doing his own movie in that, and he's always watchable.
And evil Superman just flicking the peanuts. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie in so long, and 4 is just an abomination of a movie.
Yeah, you know? The best thing out of 4 is the hair in the museum. That's all I think.
Yeah.
That's about it.
That was the one that Canon Films did, and they didn't have, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, they got the rights to Superman 4, I believe.
Yeah. It was,
yeah.
The best thing is like years ago. This was probably like 5 years ago, maybe. Charlie and I talked to Peter David. We got on the topic of Superman 4, and he says if I was writing Superman 4, he's like my whole story would be like Superman walks into the UN and he's like, I'm going to get rid of all your nuclear weapons. Peter David's like, in my movie, the next scene would have been like, get Lex Luthor on the phone. We need to stop Superman.
Yeah. You could definitely make it a lot more interesting than they made it. Considering, I think personally, and this comes from sentimental place, but how good the first 2 actually are. You know, that's like they're very fun.
one film, aren't they? I mean, because they were filmed back to back.
The drop off is so severe.
Yeah,
from those from that. That's what makes it a shame, really.
Yeah. And again, the first one it was 1978. I mean,
a golden year.
Yes, definitely. Indubitably. All the best stuff was made in 1978. Hey, Ray?
Absolutely.
Good movie.
All right, shut up, Ray. I know you love Batman, but we're here to talk about Spider-Man.
Batman.
Spectacular Spider-Man.
All right, so 5 issues before we get to the Web of Carnage. Yeah, we had that one Spectacular Spider-Man 232 with the return of Lady Octopus and the return of Peter and Mary Jane. So
that was good. Did you like that? I really enjoyed that one. The situational, almost comedy at the beginning.
Yeah,
you know how they like Ben kicks the bone under the couch and
whoa,
it's cool, and all the drama about the skeleton. Like I'm kind of digging it because I've not read any of this, so I'm like, wow, what's the storyline? Like, I'm loving it.
I mean, there's the skeleton, of course, which is the there's a skeleton which is the kind of ever continuing kind of mystery, but we also get the reintroduction, of Carradine, the girlfriend Jessica.
Oh, Jessica, yeah.
And we'll find out later on, but like it's really, I mean, that ends with a bit of a bang. Like
I loved it. And how about the bit where Seward Trainer's going through the TV?
Oh, that's just great. That's so good.
Awesome.
Yes, and he's pretending to be a weatherman.
That's so
so funny. Yeah,
I loved it. Yeah, I've got to say, although it's cool alternate, I'm glad that he has his own costume, but I'm also glad they didn't stick with that long term. I like it as an alternate costume for that clone Spider-Man or whatever, Ben Reilly Spider-Man. But when I see it, when I see it all the time, my brain instinctively thinks that's not the proper uniform. But it is good. It is good for an alternate,
Yeah,
as a '90s costume.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's the thing as well. They know that he's not the Spider-Man. Like some people know that he's not really the Spider-Man that they think. So yeah,
that's cool. So everyone, that's the thing. People don't know the majority of the population doesn't know that Peter Parker's Spider-Man anyway. Like your man on the street.
Yeah.
So to them, Ben Reilly being Spider-Man makes no difference really. They assume it's the same Spider-Man.
Well,
the same. I'm assuming.
Why wouldn't you? He has the same voice, same build. He's built the same. Why wouldn't you?
What about the Avengers and all those people? People who knew that he was Spider-Man.
Some of them catch on. They know they pick up a different. There's issues. Phil,
at this point, a lot of people don't know he's Peter Parker. Back then, I don't think most of the Avengers didn't know. The Fantastic Four doesn't know who he is.
But when there's some issues that we did, Phil,
didn't seem
there
to
was some.
or Ant-Man didn't seem to know.
No, yeah, but there was some. Who were they, Phil? There was some that we covered in some of the previous issues, and they kind of pick up that this isn't Spider-Man. Like they,
I mean, Johnny Storm picked up on it, but he
Yeah,
didn't know Peter was Spider-Man. But he worked with him for many years, so he's like, "Oh, hey, you're not the other guy."
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like Daredevil knows at this point.
So what? Johnny Storm didn't know Peter Parker. Johnny Storm didn't know Peter Parker was Spider-Man. Really?
No. For the longest time, yeah, no. He really didn't tell him.
Oh, I should have just
people.
like buddies. I thought they were best friends. What about like Wolverine?
You know what? Wolverine did find out, but I think it's only because like he could like smell him.
Smell him. Yeah.
That's like Daredevil eventually found out.
But my brain does a little loop because I think like, how do people like? And then I realized, well, the majority of the population doesn't know. It's no difference. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, back in the 90s, a lot of there's secret identities were a big thing. I mean, at this point, people think Iron Man's Tony Stark's bodyguard.
Yeah. Still. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
I got to be honest. The more I read of this stuff, I in my own way think it holds up. I'm finding it entertaining. You know, like
this
really.
This particular Web of Carnage, and I think this one issue as well, I'd really enjoyed. I mean, I've said that already, but I think it really holds up. Some of them that we've done, they're pretty dated, but this one does pretty well. Yeah. I mean, there's so much happening here. As we mentioned, it's the skeleton. It's also the fact that the Jessica Carradine, but also what we established here is Peter Parker's got no more powers as well. That was from another miniseries.
There was a 4-issue miniseries, The Final Adventure. I didn't put it on the list because there really wasn't much Ben Reilly. But they go out to Portland on the West Coast, and he gets a job in a lab. And long story short, to beat some science created menace, he loses his powers. So
and this is just the step.
Sorry, go ahead, Ray.
So no, this is the steps that they're taking to really kind of phase out Peter Parker, right? And like really.
Well, no, at this point, I think they decided they're going to bring him back, but it takes a little bit. But
because in this one, I think the whole thing with the skeleton is their way of starting to shuffle it back around, so that eventually that they've started to spin the wheel a little bit. I think it's pretty cleverly done, personally. I mean.
It is because it's a big thing. Like a skeleton, like a third, like body, like that was in the smokestack. It just throws like the cat amongst.
Just wait till the last week of the '90s stuff. They actually had to put out a one shot where like the mastermind lays out their entire plan and says, "This is why I did this. This is why I did this. This is why I did this." So
I'm looking forward to that PowerPoint presentation because
it was a PowerPoint presentation pretty much on paper. Yeah,
it's cool. And so that I like this the girlfriend character who's obsessed with Spider-Man, and then you find out why she's so obsessed, and it's kind of cool how it ties into the.
I think it was really cool. Yeah, I think it was really cool as well. It's actually kind of it's really neat. And I think and it makes sense for her as well. Like just figuring out who that guy and don't you love the technology? Look, I'm just going to use this photo enhancer, which you see a lot in the 90s and 80s, and somehow pixelation and it's just out the window, and somehow you can actually see in the dark. So
I also liked it when the guy said, "I'm going to access Mr. Fantastic's computers," and he just had it there, like Ant-Man just had it there. Yeah, Giant Man. Yeah, he was just rocking through. But I was like, wow, so Mr. Fantastic gives you access to this? Like, okay.
Hey man, it was 96. I was just waiting for him to say, "Jan, hang up the phone. I'm trying to access the Fantastic Four's data."
Yeah, the dial tone.
Yeah. We should have the results in 2 to 3 days, Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's right.
I've got a question, guys. Do you think do you think sometime in the future with the Marvel movies they might actually do the clone storyline? Because I think you could do it. Obviously not as long-winded, but a version of it.
I mean, it's one of the more well-known arcs, isn't it?
Maybe. I mean, you have to do a lot of trick photography to make 2 Tom Hollands the whole time and stuff.
I'm sure they could.
Did that with Oscar Isaac, didn't they? So.
Oh, true.
But I mean, but it's such a convoluted thing because it was drawn out and everything. It would be like almost, I reckon, a reimagining and something totally almost different.
I just think they might take the clone part of it and do something of their own with it. Be interesting. By the way, side note, we covered on the Signal this week. Did you guys know? I believe that the Secret Invasion show takes place before the snap or during the snap.
Oh, I think it takes place during the snap. Yeah, that's the big thing because they said Fury is a big part of it. So they're like, wait a minute.
Oh, that's before the snap then. Yeah.
No. They said during. So it's like. During. So, like, wait a minute. Was the Fury who got snapped? Was that the Skrull?
Right.
So that's they're going to answer that stuff.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
The only thing I will say is that, and this is what came up on the show, maybe that draws away some of the sort of significance of it. Do you know what I mean? Because I think it would have been a really cool. I thought Secret Invasion would have been a really cool arc in the actual movies. Favorites. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. So you could have had a major character die, and like how Elektra when she died and they flipped her over. That was a great moment. If you could replicate that,
Yeah, I think it's going to be a batting a lot of cleanup. Because anything they don't like, it's going to be like, oh, that was a Skrull. Like that Inhumans TV show. Those are all Skrulls.
God.
Yeah. Well,
Eternals. Have you guys seen the Eternals?
Yeah.
Oh,
I liked it. I liked it. Yeah.
The TV show. Get out of here.
Eternals? No, the movie, huh?
Eternals. I meant Inhumans. I'm sorry.
No, the Inhumans was a bit of a wreck. Yeah.
Was it good, Ray? Was it good? Like
it's different. It's not your typical Marvel film. It's just
Eternals was all right. No, I meant Inhumans, but yeah, Eternals was all right.
I watched Morbius last week, and honestly, I gave it 5.5, but I didn't actually think it was as bad as what I thought it was going to be. Okay. I enjoyed it for what it was.
It's not bad, but it's not a masterpiece either. Though.
Yeah, it's not a masterpiece.
But for a bit of fun, Ray, if you sail the high seas like I did, it's just bang, put it on. Enjoy.
If you don't want to think about a movie, Ray, it's great. It's a great movie.
Okay, no, they're great. I mean, sometimes they're the best. Like they just have it on in the background a little, and
I've seen far worse movies, and people are talking about it like it was 1 out of 10. I gave it 5.5.
Yeah, it got roasted. It got absolutely smacked. That movie. So
it's good. It's weird.
Just but or not.
So the first issue was strong, I thought, and the really good ending with the Spider-Man pictures.
Obsessed. Yeah. Absolutely. And then we kind of hit into Web of Carnage,
written and drawn by your friend Dan Jurgens, right?
Yeah. This one I didn't mind. This one I didn't actually. I thought this was. Well, I mean, to be fair, despite what I was saying offline a bit earlier. A lot of his stuff, is pretty, I think, middle of the road. But this one actually held my interest.
I thought this was one of the better. I've read a lot of Dan Jurgens, and I've enjoyed some of it. I thought this was very professionally done. This one, I thought it was good. Yep. I'm listening to a podcast at the moment where it's a Wizard podcast, and apparently he was doing this and Superman at the same time, and apparently that was really rare. And he was brought on for like 8 issues or something, or 10 issues, and that wasn't renewed. It was kind of like a trial,
Okay. For Spider-Man, you mean?
For Dan Jurgens to be on Spider-Man.
Just about,
He contracted to say 8 issues or however many, and then he and they choose not to pursue it after that.
Yeah.
And I heard he wasn't too happy either because he thought he was going to be writing Peter Parker, and then they were like, "No, you're writing Ben Reilly, kid." And he was
like, yeah.
So there you go.
I think he's done really well considering the amount of plates that he's had to spin because you got there's a cast of 1,000 writers on this clone kind of tale, and he's got to pick up the previous writers' take, and he's got to talk about particular things like the Carradine and the skeleton. So he's done pretty well, I think, and his art's been good.
Yeah.
So.
His art's good, and that's what James DeMatteis was saying to us. We had him on a couple of weeks ago. He's saying that was why he eventually left. He loved the camaraderie of the team. He loved all that stuff. Had a fun time on it, but he got tired of writing part 3 of a story.
Right, yeah.
And like that was it. But, no, he didn't mention that. He apparently, I think he had a good time, but he was just for him just writing one chapter. Yeah. And then it goes around, and then it comes around again. You're writing part 3, part 4, then it goes around again. He got tired of doing that.
Because I think the last thing he was writing before he left was Amazing Spider-Man. And look, the last couple months, Amazing Spider-Man, it hasn't been part 1 of anything so far. So it's like, he's stuck doing part 2, part 3 of something. Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But he said doing it, workshopping it, and them doing the meetings, hell of a lot of fun. They would pull ideas, and people would write down. A guy would write down the notes, like the editor or something, will write down the notes. He said that part of it all was actually a lot of fun. So I can appreciate that. Like if you're a writer and you're used to working solo on your laptop or your whatever, and then you get into a writer's room and you're pitching this kind of stuff, I can imagine that'd be quite fun for the novelty value of it.
Absolutely.
Kicking around.
Imagine like the ideas kind of being shot around as well.
Yeah, bouncing around, debating, arguing, coming up. It'd be. I think it'd be a pretty fertile ground for stories.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. DG Chichester's always saying, that like when they got a bunch of them in the room and did that whole process, that was like the funnest thing. Yeah.
Oh. So I mean, like, so this Web of Carnage, the first one by Jurgens. Again, obviously, it leads off with them trying to figure out about the skeleton. Dave, you're talking about like Giant Man and the Avengers compound, but we get this introduction of
Giant Man looks absolutely ridiculous.
All the Avengers kind of look ridiculous.
They do suck in this period. They suck hard. Is that Hank Pym, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah.
But we get this like mystery again of Carnage just running around. Where Cletus Cassidy is kind of tucked away at Ravencroft.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Who is the chick? Is it Black Widow?
Last page.
Last page. Is that Black Widow?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
I gotta say that she's got some boobs on her. I'll say that much for her. Like Dan Jurgens, like wrote her with double D's almost, like if not more. I mean, I'm an art critic. What can I say?
Those are some 1990s implants, Dave.
Yeah, exactly. She's really, I'm sort of drawn to them. As I'm looking at them, I have to look away. I'm just drawn to them. So yeah, it's good stuff. I don't know why he put her on the side. I would have put her at the front
and center. Yeah,
I don't know why I have to turn my thing around so I can get a proper viewing.
I'm sure you do, Dave.
But here
the picture's right there too, so that double draws your eye. It's like,
right, the burglar.
Well. Yeah,
I love that the burglar like cheesily smiling, and he's like Jack's father. He's the burglar who killed my Uncle Ben.
Trying to make him look kind of, instill a bit of humanity in him.
Yeah,
and all that.
Now does it make sense, Ray? I told you would know who he was, but you wouldn't know his name.
Yeah, I would not have picked it. I mean, but yeah, absolutely. Far out. I was thinking of a major supervillain, but that's he's a pretty, like, for someone that you wouldn't really know the name of, he's pretty important to the Spider-Man lore. So
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 I think they've done a few stories in their time with the old burglar. Every now and then they bring him out.
Yeah.
Recapping his last moments. He's been that. It's like Captain America and the war. Pretty busy night for the burglar.
Again, it's like Batman's parents, man. Like I said, at least once or twice a year, man. Them pearls are hitting them streets.
We've walked Crime Alley about 4,000 times. Like we know every single beat.
Yeah, exactly.
My favorite character.
This was, this Jurgens one. So as exactly as we were saying, he's kind of setting it up. He's setting up the ducks for the next next part. So
Amazing Spider-Man 410.
Yeah, but it was a good issue. I thought that
very good. Yeah, dude, it's a very solid little story. I actually think this is a really solid story, and it goes straight into Amazing 410, which I noticed Tom DeFalco's writing. Mark Bagley's still on art duties, and I've got to say, I think Mark Bagley on Spider-Man on art, I think he's fantastic. I really do, and I love this.
You're pandering to the host here, Dave. You're pandering to the.
I love that. Bagley's like my favorite. Yeah.
He's awesome, yeah. I mean, if you want that classic flavor, like I knew him from Ultimate Spider-Man because when I came back to comics, I bought that whole run. I collected the whole run of Mark Bagley. I actually met him at one point, and I love it there. But looking back at this '90s stuff, it's really cool. I think I think it's good stuff.
Yeah,
and Ben Reilly's, you know what? I always thought Ben Reilly was kind of a loser. He's interesting enough. You know what I mean? Like honestly, when you get into the side storyline and the little people like this guy with the the goatee and stuff going. It's some kind of cover up. Surely there's no Carnage copycat, kind of like the hippie guy. And she's like, "You've seen too many episodes of the X-Files, Buzz."
Yeah,
it's a pretty cool vibe. You know what I mean?
Like
it's quite readable.
Yeah. The problem, though, I think with Ben Reilly now, though, especially now with Chasm, Phil, is that there's now just like he's in a rut. They
keep wanting to dirty him up, and I'm like, why?
Theme. I know.
Why? Keep him a hero. Time, right? I mean, like I said, any wacky idea you ever had for Spider-Man that Marvel won't let you do to Peter Parker, you can do with Ben Reilly. They'll be like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know why they always try to make him the villain.
I think the problem is he's kind of like Diet Spider-Man. You know, that
he's got his own stuff now. As you're saying, he's got the dino, he's got the daily grind, he's got his own thing.
Yeah, no, he's good here. He's good here. Yeah. But I mean, he's good here when he's supposed to be holding down the main gig. You know, while the other guy's off. But when the other guy comes back, like he has done now for many years, it's tough then, I think, to market Ben Reilly again as.
He's like one step away from that great moment. He just needs some good writer to come in and like get that great, like his Joe Fixit moment. That's all he needs.
But they just resort to turning him into a villain. That's like it seems like an easy option.
That's stupid because he's not a villain. He's literally the clone of Peter. He's exactly the same. There's no reason for him to be just a villain.
And we've had clones as villains anyway, like Spider-Side and
Kane.
Why do we need Ben Reilly again? Why do we need him to be a
villain? I would argue if I was managing the Spider-Man line, which clearly I'm in line to do, I would argue, do you actually even need him other than to do throwback issues? I don't actually know whether you need him at all. I think the Spider family's cluttered enough.
I mean, once this 90s stuff is over, they didn't bring him back until 2015, 2016. So I mean, I don't know.
Peter David run, a fantastic Peter David run as well. Yeah.
But but here when he's holding down the main gig and he's got his little supporting cast in the daily grind, I think it's quite good stuff. Really.
Absolutely.
It's pretty funny when they go to this villain. I love this bit when they go to the villain club.
Yeah.
And you see, now I want to focus in here, guys, and I don't mean to be sexist, but I'm just looking. Dr. Doom staring down. Is this woman wearing a bra? I'm really focusing in on it. It's a side boob, but I think that there's like a bra of some sort, but notice
less the color has got it wrong.
Yeah. I mean, maybe unless it's colored. I mean, I didn't dig the paper out again. I mean, it's kind of weird. It almost looks. I think it's supposed to be brown, but it's kind of like washed out a little bit. Yeah,
I think the artist drew it as topless, and Marvel then said, "No, you got to put some colorization on that."
I agree. I think so. I think
so. Where Dr. Doom is looking. Have a look at Dr.
He's
Doom.
He's jiving. He's dancing. Look at the guy behind him. Look at the spider person behind him. Around as well, having a good.
Who is the character that looks like Two-Face? Who is that?
That's supposed to be Two-Face. That's what it is.
I thought it was actually Two-Face.
You've got Red Skull there. You've got Carnage. It's really going off in this nightclub. I'd like a whole issue just around this nightclub. It's awesome.
I know who runs this. Hey, who runs this nightclub? Russell.
It's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, Tombs of Evil. Exactly. Yeah. Are they sponsoring this one? It's just a good time. It's just fun, and you see Baron Zemo there, and there's Loki there, and there's I don't even know what her name is, but the female. One of the. I think she's one of the female symbiotes.
Oh. Okay.
You know what I'm talking about. I don't even know her name, but I don't know what her name is. But
was she invented then? I don't know if she was even.
I'm not even sure.
Scream? Is it Scream? I don't know if she's.
It's something like that. Yeah. It's something like that. It's pretty good fun though. There's some guy up there with a scythe, ready to fucking carve.
Grim Reaper or something.
Like he's not messing around. He's really digging it.
But I love to let somebody dress up like a Nazi, but they won't let a topless, let them show a topless woman from behind.
Exactly.
Notice as well, and they've actually got the swastika on his thing because sometimes they try to do Hydra with not the swastika, and they're like, oh no, it's not. They're not Nazis.
Oh,
no.
He's got it.
Sometimes they're like, well, why do you think they're Nazis? Whoa, slow down.
I'm sorry, two Nazis, Red Skull and Baron Zemo.
That's right, Baron Zemo. Yeah. He's kind of more your office Nazi, though, isn't he? He's not quite the fanatic. He's kind of like the That kind of sort of
Nazi.
more. Yeah, well, you know, like Jerry Seinfeld, there's like the lazy Hail Hitler, like just that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's our Seinfeld reference. But I mean, Zemo. I mean, he inherited it. You know, his father was the one who fought Cap in World War II.
Yeah.
Don't defend him, Phil. Come on.
You killed my father. Perpetual will die.
But then Carnage comes in again, and this is a difference as well to add to the mystery. He's bigger. I think Ben Reilly says.
Yes.
I think he's built bigger. He's bulkier.
He says he's built bigger,
taller. Yeah. So I don't know. Did you think it? Did you know? Did you suspect, Dave, at this stage who it was?
No, not at all. In fact, I don't even remember who it was now. I assumed it was Carnage, just going crazy.
Okay. Yeah,
but no, the eventual reveal. Who was it? Was it
Jameson? John Jameson.
No, I didn't. Oh, see, I wasn't even sure it was always him. I thought it was just him when he went to get in the car later on. I didn't realize it was always him.
Okay, I just assumed it was like.
Yeah. Okay. No, but that makes sense because John Jameson is kind of built pretty heavily, ex-astronaut, you know.
And he was, in Raven, like he works there, so
yeah, he's apparently their security officer or something. Doing a very good job at all. You know, like as revealed, they're like, it's in the water. They're like, oh shit, we didn't think of that. We know that this symbiote can do just about anything.
I know.
But yet. I'm like, are they even sure that a titanium cage would hold the symbiote based on what I've seen of symbiotes do?
It's meant to have those microwaves, right?
Well, yeah, it's microwaves, and there's titanium, So it's like, but it's like, hey, you can't crawl up a little pipe. No,
there's no way it can do that.
Anything porous it can go through. I'm pretty sure. But...
So does
if it's hot air tight,
Here's my question, because this is what I don't understand, and maybe they just didn't think of it themselves. If John Jameson is Carnage, and I agree he is, how does he not know that when they're like, he's like, oh, there's no way Carnage could get out? Like, wouldn't he know that Carnage is taking him over, or is he not even aware?
I mean, they don't show when he gets taken over, but unless it's when he's sleeping or something, because like when Peter first brought the Venom symbiote to Earth, it would like jump on him when he was sleeping at night and
good point.
Make him run out, and he'd be sleeping the whole time. It would keep him out the whole time.
So potentially John Jameson didn't even realize.
I think so. I just thought that like the symbiote
it can mess with your head. It can run your body while you're sleeping.
Side note, guys. By the way, I always have on my thing. If you ever listen to Signal, where I say is the Ghost Rider curse or freedom, because I would say it feels like freedom. I asked James Mateus, who very kindly said to me that it's freedom for the demon, but it's a curse for Johnny. Anyway, we came. Brian Biggie. So at the end of it all, we came to the conclusion that actually who I like is the demon.
I love DeMatteis's Ghost Rider. So
I think in all my fantasizing about Ghost Rider, it really is the demon that I've actually grown to love. So a little bit of therapy took place on Signal Doom, but then I had a moment of realization where I was like, yeah, it's the demon. Let the demon roam free. He's
so petty, and I love it.
I love it as well. Yeah,
I just love listening to Inner Demons and Brian, and he addressed it. He called you out, Dave, and he's going, Dave, no, it's not freedom. You got to understand this is a terrible thing that happens.
They all say that, but I still think it's freedom. You know, but at least James Mateus gave me half a point. I think he was taking some pity on me. You know.
So the big thing in this part, I guess, is Ben Reilly becoming Carnage. That's
pretty awesome. Yeah,
it's a pretty cool design. Like this, I don't. I know double standards. This I don't mind because I don't know. It's Carnage, and
I think it's cool.
It's an amalgamation, so you kind of know it's not going to last. You know what I mean? Whereas like in the Clone Conspiracy, when it was revealed it was Ben Reilly, and then in as him as Chasm in more recently, it's kind of like, they're really trying to do full ball villain. But this one, there's some.
This is just like it's possessed him, right? It's not. It's temporary. Yeah. Although the question I have that I'm going to address in the next issue is he killing people as Carnage, or is that just Carnage actually visualizing as if he has killed them?
I think he's imagining, right?
Okay, because otherwise Ben Reilly's got some serious blood on his hands.
Exactly.
I think it's just pumping these images into his head. And it's like, come on, kid, you want this. Come on.
And he is trying to fight it too, Ray. So you definitely see it as kind of more like an infection, possession kind of thing. You know?
Oh yeah, I only put this up as a comparison because in the Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider group, Phil, there are a lot of angry Scarlet Spider fans, and rightly so. When Chasm, because in the current run, Dave, Ben Reilly's now like this new villain, Chasm. Someone put up, I think it was one of the boys from Werewolf by Night. They put up a tweet and they showed this Web of Carnage saying like, oh look, this has happened before, but to me this is totally different because it is.
If he's choosing, I mean, I can answer this question. I have no dog in the fight. If he's choosing with his conscious mind to do villainous acts and start killing people left, right, and center, fully compass mentis, like knows what he's doing. That's completely different to a fucking alien entity possessing him, which he's even trying to fight. It's apples and oranges.
Absolutely. So
and it's again for betraying the fan base. There you go. And I blame.
I mean, you know what a chasm is, right?
Yeah,
a gaping hole.
Gaping hole, like an abyss kind of thing. Yeah,
Dave. Well, that sounds very much like Dave. Wow,
the recesses, Dave. Does he still have all these powers as spider powers, or not?
I don't think they've really shown yet.
Anything.
So what does he have? What did he do?
He fell into this goo. No. He fell into
some goo, and now he has like a purple costume, and it has like tendrils coming off. Almost looks like a symbiote, but
he hasn't done anything yet, so we don't know what he's.
We got to wait for the next big crossover.
Wow.
But he's got some affiliation, right, Phil, with the Goblin Queen.
Well, he met up with Madeline Pryor in the Free Comic Book Day issue, so
it's all happening.
Yeah. Again,
not Marvel, that's for sure.
I don't know. Two other things that happened this issue. Jessica trying to sell Spider-Man pictures to Jameson.
Yes.
She's like, "Oh, you want bad pictures? I'll get you bad pictures of Spider-Man." Yeah, don't worry.
She's driven.
She gets a chance big time at when Carnage goes crazy right in front of her.
And, it's perfect. It's on a silver platter for her.
Yeah.
This is exactly what she wants. So,
and then she could have just got a phone and videoed it as well.
Yeah. Well, back in the day, Dave.
95.
Imagine if they're like, oh, we need really bad pictures of Spider-Man, and then very conveniently straight away, sort of like the same issue.
Actually, you reminded me, Dave. That was so funny because she had the old school camera. And so Carnage just swipes it and the film's exposed.
I felt sorry for her actually, because it was a bit unfair.
Peter and Mary Jane go to try to visit Seward Trainer, but they can't get in.
Oh, that's right. Yes, the mysterious person has kind of blocked it, or we see.
Is it Kingpin? Is it Kingpin? I guess it was Kingpin.
That hand looks too thin, Dave. It doesn't look as chubby.
I thought I saw a bald guy, but then I didn't look fat enough.
You'll get a look at a masked face next month.
Okay.
Yes, this is the mysterious number 2 of the mysterious mastermind.
Oh my God.
Sounds like the deputy.
The mystery of the mystery.
So you're gonna have 2 figures here. Like, who is this?
Okay, right. I see. Well, regardless, it's pretty good stuff. I don't mind infecting Ben Reilly, and can't you just imagine the merchandising department going, great, we've got another figure we can put out, the Ben Reilly Carnage figure. Pump that out from
Marvel Legends. Absolutely, I'd buy it.
Sure.
And
actually, you would, right?
I mean, the Bagley one looks bloody awesome. But the next issue as well, I really like how Romita Jr. and Williamson did Carnage. Ben Reilly Carnage. He's very different.
Almost looks computerized, almost.
Just like molten, like just red and black.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really a pretty cool design, I think.
Yeah.
And the classic John Romita Jr. art, I quite like it. Like every one of his women look the same, I swear to God, but I like it. Like he has a style which has served him well for many, many decades, and God bless him. That's what works.
Phil and I have been, say as well, like his Spider-Man stuff is just really.
I love it.
He's done some atrocious things, but Spider-Man's really good.
Yeah, can't come up with. Yeah, no, that's my new nickname, the Meat. Okay, thank you.
Pastrami, Phil. Pastrami.
Wow.
Is Mary Jane heavily pregnant here, Phil? Like, she looks very heavily pregnant.
Yes, Dave.
No, I know she's pregnant, but she seems to be heavily pregnant. Like, as in she's almost due. You know, because she's in that trench coat, and he does a good Peter Parker. Actually, I will say this: his Spider-Man, his Spider-Man, I think, is his Peter Parker face. He really gets it, as far as I'm concerned. Excellent.
I agree. Mary Jane's okay as well, but as you say, she does kind of look like Jessica.
Fine. She's not a normal sort of sexy self because she's heavily pregnant, but no, she's always good, man. And I know something or other happens with the kid, which is kind of sad. So I wish that they'd had the kid properly in the comics. I think that would have been a good idea. It's really awesome, the art here I'm looking at when Peter comes to see Ben and Ben's like struggling with it, and his face is like it's all crazy.
He's he's really struggling. I love it. I love it because his willpower. He's actually putting up a good fight against the symbiote. So
what's his name? JR's best work is before he tried to be Miller and Kirby and more like his dad, like that Iron Man work.
Well, actually, so Noel, you're talking about early John Romita Jr.
Maybe like 80s.
Very much like
Roger Stern era.
Very much like his dad. There's that issue that we did, Phil. I think you did with Lilith, where he gets drunk, right? Remember that? Peter Parker goes to a party, he gets drunk, and I think he fights a hobgoblin.
Oh, was that Romita?
Romita Jr. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, it was Web of Spider-Man. Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah, but that's his early style, like before he actually started to become a bit more stylized. And I can see what you mean, Noel, about a bit of Frank Miller-esque, but I think his artwork is still very distinct. Like, he's
got his own style. I'll say this, and I've seen some very lazy artwork from him at times. But that said, I think this kind of stuff, it's very solid and it's its own style. It's kind of one of those situations where if you like a band and you like their style, you keep listening. If you hate the band, you won't listen. It's a very distinct style. You know, I like it.
I like his stuff more on like this street level stuff. Like Spider-Man's my favorite of his. Like his Daredevil's good, but once his Thor and Superman are okay. But it's like,
not okay.
And Thor was, I like him more when he's doing the street level stuff, and it depends who's like inking him and stuff.
I agree. His Punisher. Oh, he's done a little bit of Punisher. It's awesome.
He does a good Punisher. A good broken nose for Frank Castle.
He
does a great Punisher,
and his street level stuff's much better.
Yeah, he loves the rain. Like that's your Miller right there. He loves drawing people in the rain. So
do you remember J. Michael? Is it J. Michael Straczynski or J? However you say his name? Romita does some really good work on his Spider-Man run.
I love his run. His run's awesome.
No, it's some excellent stuff.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said before. He seems to come in like once a decade to do Spider-Man. He started in the 80s, then it's like 70s or 80s, and then it's like he's here in the 90s. He comes back. I think that JMS run was like early 2000s.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's back
on
again.
the book now. He's on the current
book again now, and it's fantastic. Like I've hated his Superman stuff, but his stuff that's fantastic.
So is he on Amazing Spider-Man now? Is he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With
Zeb Wells. I read the latest issue. I didn't realize.
Yeah, there's only 2 issues out so far, but yeah.
And in the can I ask a question? In the latest one, because I read issue 1, do we not know why Peter is so sort of separated?
I haven't read issue 2. But,
we still don't know.
We still don't know.
But that's not known. That's part of the mystery of the title.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you read issue 2 yet, Ray, but don't worry, we still get more Tombstone. Ray.
Oh yeah, well he's on the front cover of what is it, 2 or 3 or something? He's ripping.
Good.
Oh yeah, that's the next issue coming up. Him ripping up Spider-Man. Yeah, you'll see.
Tombstone's awesome. Fantastic.
Tombstone rocks, man.
It's
pretty cool here where Ben Reilly / Carnage is like, it's over, you die. Ben, don't do this. I'm sorry, Ben is not available at the moment. Please leave a message at the sound of the tearing flesh and he'll try to get back to you in another life. I love it.
I know. I mean, that is interesting. This is a symbiote getting into his head and be like, kill Peter, you'll be there'll be no question you're the only, you're the original Spider-Man. And Ben's like, wait a minute, I am the original Spider-Man. And it's like, well, kill him and there'll be no question.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a devious little symbiote. Yeah.
And you can see the strength of the thing, like when he smashes the ground, he like smashes it all up.
Oh
like,
yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Is that right? The symbiotes they're a lot stronger than Spider-Man.
Well,
right?
I mean, Ben has super strength
Yeah.
too, but yeah, I mean, those symbiotes do magnify your strength too.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's why
great
Brock's
action.
always pumping iron.
Oh no, but yeah, Brock's because I thought true. Because I thought Brock was bigger, so. But I didn't know about Carnage. But yeah, I think so.
No, Carnage definitely. I think he's even stronger than Venom.
Yeah. In his first appearance, they said that too because because when the symbiote when the Venom symbiote was pregnant with the Carnage symbiote, it was in Earth, and I think Eddie, Spider-Man asked Eddie Brock, he's like, "Why is this thing so much stronger than yours?" And he's just like, "Well, maybe because it gestated in an alien environment, meaning Earth."
So I've got another theory as well as that. I also thought that the host, Cletus Cassidy, being so fucking nuts, might actually have also helped.
That too. Yeah, I mean, Cletus doesn't care. Yeah.
Okay.
He's so unhinged. You know what I mean? Like
it could be. I mean, he was already serving like 12 life sentences when found them.
Yeah. Because I thought the rationale behind, I mean, they changed things, but I thought the rationale behind Venom was because he was a bodybuilder, and so it augments who you are. And since he was obviously way stronger than Peter Parker, I think that's why Venom was stronger. But I mean, I can see that.
Yeah, that's a good point, Ray. I mean, I'm not an expert on it, although I've read my fair share, and I do think that with his dark, tormented issues of Eddie Brock. And he's less balanced than Peter, who's quite balanced as an individual and instinctively a good guy, whereas Eddie's teetering on the edge a lot more. I think that's what triggered Venom to see him as a more suitable host as well.
Yep.
There was so much hatred on that Venom side because Eddie Brock blamed Spider-Man for ruining his career.
Exactly.
The symbiote hated him for rejecting it. Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. I've got the 3 Venom omnibuses actually. I love.
Oh my god! Did you ever hear I guess originally was it Michelini created Venom, and I guess his original idea was for a woman to be Venom, and the whole backstory was going to be she was on her way to the hospital to give birth or something, and a Spider-Man fight created all this traffic, and she didn't make it and lost the baby, and that was going to be the original reason for Venom going in it, I guess, back in 1988. They're like, no, we can't have Spider-Man punching a woman in the face. No, that origin's too dark. No,
it is
dark origin because then it's like, I mean, it's a good origin, story.
It's a good origin,
it's better than he took my job and I got fired or whatever.
I know. Yeah,
that is. Yeah, right. That is a way better.
Eddie Brock definitely carries that grudge over the decades. I can say, explanative therapy, Eddie Brock.
Oh yeah.
I dig though. I've got those omnibuses, and I tell you what, if you want a good '90s read, they're a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, especially that Todd McFarlane stuff. Yeah,
it's good stuff.
But I mean, this one ends with the Ravencroft guys try to come for Carnage. He battles them all off. Throws Peter over the edge, but Ben saves him.
Without his spider powers. Yeah. No, it was good. I think really good action from JRJR. Similar. So to have Bagley and then this art I think is really good. So there's middle bit of Web of Carnage is really cool.
Yeah, definitely. And then there's in the next one, Spectacular Spider-Man. I love that first page.
Yeah.
Where you see it almost looks like blood. If you look at it, it's just a cool design, and then in the mirror you've got the Carnage. I really like that opening thing, and I see Sal Buscema on breakdowns, and then they've got.
So what does that mean, Phil? What does that mean, Sal Buscema? What does that mean to you?
Oh, the right cross,
right cross
through.
Someone's gonna go
room. Yeah,
upside down. Mouth agape. Exactly.
It's a good picture though. I like it. I think it's really cool.
No, the first one's really good. No, actually, the art again is very good here as well.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Hang on, let me just have a look. Who's the finishes? Okay, different because the Spectacular Spider-Man, Sal's work, vastly different.
Hugely. Yeah, unrecognizable from this, really.
Yeah,
you wouldn't pick it as the same artist, would you, Ray? Really?
No, exactly. I think the inks have a lot to do with it. So we get like a struggling Ben, like a Ben Carnage person, and this is what you're talking about, Dave. The red kind of
what it says. He stands over the bodies, splattered in blood and gore, mesentery and muscle, surrounded by the horror. But the worst of it is not in what he sees, but in what he feels, as he realizes a part of him wants this.
Yeah,
but that's just Carnage visualizing him.
Yeah,
the blood fever kind of thing.
Because the next thing you see, Ben whips those thugs away. He's like, "Go, get out! Get out of here! He'll kill you."
Because at first I thought he'd done it. I was like, "Sweet, it's really getting dark in here," and I was kind of enjoying it. And then I was like, "No, they've got to always like wash their hands a little bit. Like, they can't. Well, they can't possibly have him."
It's 96. We're selling lunchboxes. Dave, you can't have Spider-Man ripping guys to shreds.
Yeah. But complete insanity due to Carnage.
Venom and Carnage, they did that sort of stuff, though, didn't
they? No, they did, but I guess they're Venom and Carnage.
They're bad guys. Oh, yeah, Maximum Carnage. I mean, the streets were littered.
Yes, Maximum Carnage was like
bodies.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's just
like it's like you couldn't have, say, if you had DC and Superman was taken over mind control, you couldn't have him just ripping up civilians and just killing people and then being like, "Oh, I was just, oh, sorry, I was just taken over." Can you imagine all the pictures like blood-soaked Superman?
Yeah. all these mums seeing their little boys or girls reading these comics.
You come into like your nephews, like Timmy's like, I got a comic for you, and just give it to him and watch him just like like have a nervous breakdown in front of you. Open it to the page, Superman drenched in blood, ripping somebody in half. I'm painting a picture here, guys. Sorry.
I'm just looking a little bit ahead, Dave. This is where you're talking about the bald guy thought it was Kingpin because Peter Parker goes to multiverse. I'd say that. I only was thinking of that decrepit hand in the previous issue, but you see,
is it someone we will know, Phil? Is it someone that, or is it completely someone unknown?
The number 2 you may know, but not the big overall boss. You will definitely know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where is the page, Ray? I'm trying to find the page. Where is it? Like,
the guy sitting in the chair?
Page 8.
You can see why I thought Kingpin though, because I sort of saw a Chrome Dome,
Yep.
And let me just say that might not be a bald head. That might be someone wearing like a
Red Skull, Baron Zemo,
full face mask.
About Red Skull.
What you'll see more next month is basically someone saying, "Oh, I need this suit to survive," but me, Spider-Man, and then Ben's just going through his head. Who could this be? You thought the guy says, "You thought I was dead," and Ben's going through everybody in his head. He's like, "Who's dead? Who's dead? Who could this be?"
I'm interested. Yeah. Well, doesn't it say something for the stories where we're reading them 20 plus years later in what supposedly is a very reviled era in Spider-Man, and we're like on the edge of our seats. Wow, it's like 11:50 on a Sunday night in Sydney. We're just like, we can't wait. We want more.
Yeah, it just goes to show like the expectations. Like if the expectations aren't like stellar, we got the benefit of hindsight as well. So that it's
pretty cool though. I also like the artwork on Cletus Cassidy washing his hands.
I was looking at that, and it looks almost like a Sandman, artwork.
Sandman over the edge.
Yeah.
Who's this guy working who's this guy working the sort of like consoles? The headset he's got on seems quite elaborate. The bald guy with his headset there.
Charles Xavier.
Charles Xavier.
Moonlighting.
For a bit of extra money. The security feed.
He brought Cerebro along.
It's quite the headset if you look at it. Like, it's quite elaborate. Like, I don't quite know why, but
I don't know why.
Then they get the old cannons on, the old sonic cannons on. How many times has this happened?
Hang on there, Dave, and there you go. There's a right cross. Can you see it? Bottom right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like backhand, he's like,
wow. Yeah. His mouth is really open on that guy. Like, he's also a vampire, it looks like.
Saliva or something.
Surreal. Yeah, he's hammered. And then you look at the next page, and there's another guy hammered the same way.
Oh, yeah. The two of them.
They're just going in different directions, but
it's just going like I do love the old sonic cannons on the symbiotes.
Yeah.
They do love.
Well, it's a tried and true way, isn't it?
Fire,
And then there's an interesting part here. You got Cletus Cassidy saying, "I can tell it's working on you, eating it. You worming its way through your head like maggots." It's pretty cool. Like,
so this thing as well, like I was reading, did you guys, Dave, did you think at all, like, apart from the purpose of giving the symbiote to Ben Reilly and having this really fun adventure, what was the point of the symbiote going away from Cletus in the first place?
I think maybe because Cletus was actually captured and the symbiote couldn't escape.
Couldn't kill or something? Or
well, I thought because the symbiote, like, if it stayed
or it got bored. It got bored, and it was just like, "Hey, I can leave you. I know you can't, but I can leave."
Yeah, it's pretty flimsy, but like,
it's crazy. The symbiote, it's nuts, isn't it? That symbiote, like, it's a nutty one. Like, it's
wouldn't you be? I mean, the minute it was born, it like plops itself on Cassidy, a psychopath. You know, the first host it's ever known is a complete psychopath.
But I think they successfully had imprisoned Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, it's crazy. It can't just sit there and just do nothing. So it escaped the only way it knows how, but then it comes back to the thing that it most loves, which is him.
Yeah.
That's how I
guess so, yeah. And I guess because Cletus is having withdrawal symptoms, he's going cold turkey.
Oh, he's like dying,
Yeah. He needs it. He needs the symbiote in this sick relationship.
The symbiote comes back. It's like, no one knows how to kill like you, baby. I'm coming back.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I actually think it's a really cool story.
Oh no, I really enjoyed the story as well. I was just kind of thinking about it, going, okay, I understand they want Ben Reilly to get it, but what was the deal of it leaving in the first place? But I mean, that's a.
But no, I
think it's addicted to killing Rey. So
that could be it.
Inside a cage, this is how I see it. It's if it's trapped inside a cage, but it can escape to kill more. So let's say John Jameson was infecting, and then it was going out at night just terrorizing. It's kind of getting its kicks.
Yes.
But notice it's then coming back to him.
Yeah.
So it returns.
It's still loyal to Cletus, but it's just doing its.
In its sick, twisted way, because no one's as crazy as him. You know what I mean? He's so nuts. It loves that. But
some aliens just like to kill. I thought you were a fan of the Predator, Ray. Come on.
Oh yeah, oh baby.
The Predator isn't as bad as people make out. I mean, so many times.
Dave, tell us all about your pitch about the Predator movie.
I've got a lot, but one of the pitches I have is from the Predator's perspective. And just like of the hunt, so he's the main character, and the humans and all these people are things in his way that he's killing. Whereas, so you see the Predator more from the Predator's point of view. Well, why not? Like, as well, to give a fresh perspective on a franchise that I think needs one. And I know Ray and I are really looking forward to Prey, the new Hulu series. Which I think sounds really interesting with the Comanche Indians, like Native Americans, like fighting him back in like. When is it, Ray? The 1700s?
300 years ago. So, 1700s, I guess,
Bring it on, man. We're down for that, aren't we, Ray? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, I watched Dave's eyes light up. I mean, I know we did a bunch of Predator, like, crossovers over the years and aliens and stuff, but has the Predator ever fought the Punisher?
Oh.
I'd love to see it, and I don't think so, because that would be a great battle.
That would be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Marvel, make it happen, please.
Oh, please. Yeah. And they own the rights now. They own the rights. Just put Frank out there in the jungle, solo, no sidekicks.
I think the Ed Brisson series is being reactivated.
Hell, you could do that live action. Get Barenthal on the phone.
Please do it. What are you saying, Ray, about Ed Brisson? What's happening?
His Predator series for Marvel is. But it was delayed because of the whole copyright issue and the lawsuit that the Thomas brothers.
Okay.
But since Marvel, it's been settled outside of court, I think. So that's why the Predator Omnibus is coming out, and Ed Brisson's Predator series is going to come out as well later this year.
Well, bring it on.
July, I think.
Kids, stay tuned for Ray's new Predator podcast.
Didn't they also do like a lot of variant covers, Ray? You showed me there was a lot of Predator variant covers.
So that's all green lit again, like, because the whole thing's been settled. So
great.
You can use Predator again.
Put him up against Frank Castle in the jungle. Or Wolverine versus the Predator. How about that?
Well, I don't think the Predator stands a chance.
Oh, yeah, maybe a few Predators. Maybe a few Predators.
Yeah.
Oh, they send in Frank and Wolverine to clear out like a nest of like Predators and stuff.
Nest of Predators, yeah. Bring it on. That's right. You could have Frank Castle and Wolverine uneasy allies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Versus
You really want to make it uneasy? Throw in Deadpool.
Oh yeah, I love it. Everything you're pitching, they're all my favorite characters, so I would absolutely love it. Like, throw Deadpool in there and a big 12-parter. Like, let's not skimp and do one issue. Let's do 12 parts.
Yes, Ray.
All right, guys, I've probably got to head now.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Well, let's give our scores. I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it about 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it.
I'd say I'll probably about an 8. So we all agree. So
it's all right, strong stuff.
I was gonna say we could wrap this up, Ray. Before you got to jump off, do you want to promote your?
Oh, look, yeah, just you can catch me at Ray Pod. That's on Twitter. So yeah, anything there, I'm happy to chat. Anything comics, and that's where you can find all the details for my shows.
Just comics, Ray. I mean, politics, like
the weather.
Models.
Football.
Ray is the conscious disciple, aren't you, Ray?
Yes, I am. But yeah,
I love it.
I was gonna say we'll see you next month, but no, we'll see you on that Devil's Reign roundtable also.
Yeah, no worries. So thanks again. I'm sorry, I've got a dash, but
no worries, Ray. See you.
I'll catch you.
Bye.
Bye, Ray.
The great man leaves us. The great man leaves us.
He had to leave for some reason.
Yeah, mystery reason. But I just want to wrap this up. I mean, I genuinely thought that this was a really strong arc. Yeah. And when I finished the issue, I was very much looking forward to the next one, which features the Hobgoblin. And I was like, yeah, awesome. And I'm really invested in this skeleton as well. So
okay.
no. I mean, it just I like the way they've kept the mystery going. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
I just as a person who knows where it's going, I don't know if you're going to be. You're not going to. I don't think you're going to be happy with how they resolve the skeleton.
Oh well, but I get that. But look, we can only judge an arc by arc, and I thought it was a strong arc. You know, and well deserving of an 8.5. And far better than because I only knew the Clone Saga by reputation. Because this is exactly the period where I was out of comics, especially Marvel comics, and it's nowhere near as bad as people say. You know?
No, he had to leave for some reason. No.
Yeah, that's right, Noel. You're stuck with us. Would you like me to wrap it up and promote my stuff?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Yeah, tell us about Signal of Doom.
Signal of Doom, weekly podcast, comic books, pop culture, comic book movies. I do it with my buddy Rich, and we sometimes bring in Tash. We had Dion, my mate, on last week with me and Rich. So it's Signal of Doom, and it's all the podcast feeds. You've got Facebook is Signal of Doom, Twitter is Signal of Doom. I have two spin-off shows. One of them is Dread or Dead, about Judge Dredd, and I do it with Adam, the computer. Good buddy, and we also do a Legion of Superheroes spin-off. This is like once per month for these shows, called Legion Outpost, and we have a hell of a lot of fun. And it's a lot of banter. We love having Ray on, by the way. We're always trying to get Ray on. Trying to sign Ray into this blood contract before the Dark Gods. He refuses to sign on the dotted line. It's quite, it's unacceptable.
Oh, I would have, if we were in the same time zone, I would have him under contract. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And but he's got a lot of plates spinning in there. But that's Signal of Doom. And but Phil, I do want to say thank you so much for having me on. I really enjoyed these spider casts.
Hey, thank you for joining me. It's helping me mix it up. Ray tries to act all prim and proper, but we all know he's not. Sure.
Oh, Ray's not too prim and proper when you get him to the heart of it. You just got to get past. He's very polite, man. Whereas I'm a little bit looser. You know what I mean? I enjoy taking a few shots. I like taking a few shots.
You just got to get Ray on the right topic.
Batman, my favorite character.
Yeah, take Batman. Batman Dark Knight Returns. He can talk about that all day long.
Into the Dark Knight, all to do with Batman.
Thank you, Noel, for that drop.
I love it.
I heard that on Noel's show. I was like, I need that drop. He's like, okay.
So what did you give it out of 10?
Like I said, I was with Ray. I think I gave it like an 8 out of 10. It's yeah, and I mean, like you said, it holds up. For a 90s in the middle of the Clone Saga. No, it's a decent story.
Exactly. I'm really looking forward to getting, speaking of Marvel, getting Val Semiox on, because I'm reviewing some of the stuff he did. He did a really good Wolverine run. And then I'm going to talk to him about his Lobo and all sorts of stuff. So I'm looking forward to, because he'll be my first artist I've had on. So, and I've got a lot of good, because Richard, my co-host, is an artist, so he's got a lot of good questions about him. And one of my other listeners, who's an artist, Ronald Acosta, he's like a really good comic book artist. He's given me a whole stack of questions, and then I've got my own questions. So we're going to have a really good interview, I think.
Yeah, I'm always nervous to talk to an artist, because I'm just like, I don't know a ton about art, so I'm just like, I know what I like, I know what I don't like.
Yeah, I don't really know too much about it, but I do know what I like, and I'm helped by Richard, who's a pretty damn good artist himself.
Yeah, that helps out an artist.
I said to Rich, you're going to have to carry the ball more than normal in the conversation, but he's happy to, because, I mean, it's his cup of tea.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You enjoy your Memorial Day, man.
Hey, you too. Yeah, I'll take next time we're going to do a 6-issue arc. It's a big 6-issue arc, Blood Brothers, so.
Looking forward to it, man.
Get Hobgoblin and all. All right, so
I love Hobgoblin. I absolutely love that character. He's cool.
Yeah. All right, so I was gonna say, if you want to jump off, I know it's the middle of the night there for you. I'm just gonna read some plugs and get out of here.
All right, cheers, mate. See you later, guys. Bye.
Thank you. So yeah, both Ray and Dave will be back next month for Blood Brothers, which we'll be covering Sensational Spider-Man 4 and 5, Amazing Spider-Man 411 and 412, Spider-Man 68. So close, Lilith. You'll have to join us in July. And Spectacular Spider-Man 234. And yes, I know, Noel, I'm going to be on your podcast. Gave me all the crappy parts to read. Anyway, so send your thoughts on the Ben Reilly stuff. Next time, Lilith and I will be talking next week. Marvel Team Up 1 through 3 from 2019. Be the first episode of June. So it'll be a Spider-Man, Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan team up. Wonder why we're doing that. And then in 2 weeks, because Phil demanded it, because that new Fantastic Four miniseries is coming out, we're going to cover their first appearance from Fantastic Four 347 through 349. Spider-Man, Wolverine, Hulk, Ghost Rider. All right, so send your thoughts on all of it. Bev. Oh, yeah, this is Bev. All right. So, kids, send your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can follow Ultimate Spider-Cast on Facebook, on Twitter. You can find all the links for all the various shows we do, all the social medias, the Facebook groups, the YouTube channel. Again, everything we do gets a video, including all the creator interviews. So smash that subscribe button so you never miss a moment of anything we do.
Smash it.
And superhero movie brackets. We will. I'm jumping ahead. All right, Patreon. Subscribe to the Patreon, because, yes, you get early access to creator interviews, Mr. DG Chichester, talking to me and Lilith every month. We just recorded an episode for May for the Von Strucker Gambit.
I got the good mic out for you guys.
And we're going to be doing West Coast Avengers on the June episode. So don't miss those. Get early access to those. And superhero movie brackets. Like I said, you will find the worst superhero movie of all time. We will. The May episode, Batman Forever versus Batman and Robin. We just recorded it. And again, we discussed this month. If in the event of any ties, our patrons will break the ties. So not only do you get content if you subscribe to the Patreon, you get voting power. So subscribe to that, or find yourself some Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks merch. See? Find everything at Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes-and-Lunatics. All right. So, got your homework for the next Ben Reilly episode and the next Lilith Hellfire episodes. So, come back next time. Loof will be back. Don't worry. Yeah, that's right. In 1 week, Marvel team up with Miss Marvel. In 2 weeks, new Fantastic Four. But until then, swing on back. I'm the only one left, so I guess I gotta go thwip, thwip, thwip.